everybody, and welcome back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed. We're so excited. So happy to be here with you folks. First of all, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for the new iTunes reviews also. Appreciate that.
Fun, man.
Please, guys, keep up the iTunes reviews. That's so important. I know it takes 30 seconds. You have to sign in. It's a pain in the ass, whatever. Believe me, this takes way longer to compile all this shit. So please, show us your love, please. That's the way you can do it, is the iTunes reviews. 5 stars, say you love us. If you
started a review when you started this podcast, you're already done.
You're already done, yeah. Following instructions or whatever. That's our usual little joke that we put out there. But my name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmie Whisman.
And you are listening to Crime and Sports.
Here we go.
Man, this week is so exciting. Before we get into this guy, though, I do have to remind you guys, because if you're hearing this on Tuesday or even Wednesday, you still have a chance for this if you hear it when it comes out. This Wednesday, July 6th, at the Tempe Improv.
Yep.
It will be Crime and Sports Night. You'll see Jimmie, you'll see myself there.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be no podcast, stand up, but we are going to have a great time. Come hang out with us. You can get in for free on us if you use the promo code Crime and Sports. You can do it online, you can do it at the window, whenever you want. Come in there and come see us. We're going to have so much fun. We'll talk about all of these morons and we'll have a great time. Seriously, we'll make it like a really, really good night.
I love it.
Without further ado, Jimmie.
Here we go.
Let's jump into this guy because, wow. Jimmie, this is one of these guys where I looked at it on the surface and I'm like, I don't know if there's enough here for this. And then I started looking him up and I went, well, holy shit, we need 5 episodes for this guy. He is a menace to society.
And you think, first of all, is it necessarily sports because he's been in movies? But then you're like, well, he kind of did sports and was a big fucking deal.
He was a heavyweight champion in the world.
He mattered.
So
he gave a shit.
No, this guy had it all. This is our 4th of July episode. If you're listening overseas, 4th of July is American Independence Day. And this is, we'll tell you why later, this is about as American of a dipshit as humanly possible.
This guy is Budweiser embodied.
It's unreal. So let's get right into it with Tommy David Morrison.
I love it.
And right away, when your parents put Tommy on the birth certificate instead of Thomas, that's some white trash red flag.
Yeah.
Boom, right away. Right
My
there.
uncle's name, we called him Uncle Rick growing up.
Yeah.
And I found out how white trash we were when I found out his real name. It is Uncle Ricky. Ricky is his first name. Ricky, middle name Daryl. We're white trash.
Jesus, is he a race car driver? It sounds like a
Nobody
race car
had a
driver.
Welcome Race Fans banner, a 12-foot long one in his fucking living room.
That does not shock me.
No.
Well, but the white trash in this episode will be shocking because it is just, poof, boy. Tommy Morrison is born January 2nd, 1969 in Gravette, Arkansas.
Just missed a New Year's, baby.
Just missed it.
Yeah.
Just a little Tommy with his little top hat on. No, don't think so.
Born in Arkansas.
Arkansas, and he moves. The family moves back and forth between Arkansas and Oklahoma a lot. They are, it's like a little, white trash.
We can't decide which white trash state we want to live in.
So he grows up mostly in Jay, Oklahoma. That's his.
Do we want to live in a Dust Bowl or do we want to live in Tornado Alley?
What do we want? They're both Tornado Alley.
Both of them are.
That's. When we are listening to this, after a few minutes of this, when we talk about the family, you're going to think overseas, once again, tornadoes, you know what those are, but in the middle of America, in the middle of the country is where tornadoes ravage constantly.
They just run through.
So we don't know why anyone lives there. Right. If you live there, I'm sorry, but good God, thank God you're alive still. Holy shit, I don't know how you survive these tornadoes.
This family couldn't decide which state in that fucking weird...
They come through and just indiscriminately just take out whole towns. This one white trash trailer couldn't have been sucked up into the vortex of space.
Just watch the movie Twister.
Wow.
And it's essentially based in this entire area.
We're going to get... his parents, very unstable. No shock there.
Oh, weird.
Father in and out. Father's a severe alcoholic. This is Tim Sr. He has a brother, Tim Jr. also.
Of course
Tommy.
he does.
This is Tim Sr., alcoholic, beat the shit out of the whole family at will, just when he was drunk and angry.
Hilarious. His name's Tim. He had a boy that named him Tim. Then he had another boy, and he's like, well, I already wasted Tim. What about Tom?
What about Tommy? Tommy's a good name. We'll call him Tommy. No, don't call him Tom. Tommy's on that birth certificate now. So all boxing is in their family.
Of course
his
it is.
His grandfather actually gave up boxing to be a minister back in the day, but his grandfather boxed.
I feel like it's because he just got too old to box his own family.
I think so. Well, he boxes anyone he can get his hands on, as we'll see here, throughout his whole life, especially as a child. But so they get him into boxing early. He has his first boxing match at age 8.
Yeah.
So right away, I mean, he's a little 8-year-old kid and he's throwing hands out there already. His family, they're just they lived in trailers all the time. 3 kids in a bedroom type of situation.
With the wood paneling.
I smell Miracle Whip and like Kraft singles and I smell it. I can smell it, man. It's coming off of this shit. I'm telling you.
Lots of single beds.
Lots of beds.
Lots
Beds.
of twin mattresses laying on the floor.
I feel like, a mattress, and then this kid's got like a mat, like a futon without the futon, just the mattress.
A yoga mat they found in the trash.
Yeah, they're like, this'll do.
An old pool raft.
We'll give it to Tim Jr. No problem. He'll sleep on it.
How hilarious is that this is another family with a junior in it.
Another junior, yeah. The white trash likes to name their family junior, and
criminals just love to name junior.
Black people name everybody names their kid junior. Stop naming your kids junior.
Just indiscriminate.
God damn it!
It runs in the criminal gene pool.
I have the same first name as my father, but he was smart enough not to give us the same middle name, so I'm not a junior.
On your birthday, I found that out, by the way, because I asked your father because I was going to make a meme of you being a junior. And lucky that you're not locked up.
Not a junior, and I'm not locked up, as you can see.
That's why, because you didn't get that middle name.
I would have been, guys. I wouldn't be here with you today. I'd be doing this from the inside. I'd be doing it firsthand.
We'd be doing this over a telephone.
Yeah, we'd be doing it you would see me through the glass. You'd just hear like, we'd be doing it firsthand. I just talked to this guy. He's in the cell block with me. This is his deal. So his mother Diana, now his mother Diana too. His father's Scottish, his mom's full-blooded American Indian.
Oh.
Native American. So,
named Diana.
Mm-hmm. So, she is, she talks a lot about that later. But his mother called him a bright child, but a sneaky one.
Of course he was.
Now, she would know sneaky because she, when Tommy was a small child, was acquitted of murder in the stabbing death of a woman. You know you're white trash when your fucking mother is on trial for murder.
She's knifing folks.
Not even of your dad, of just some lady she knew.
Some random rod.
So I just pictured this in a bar somewhere in Oklahoma. And I
wish she would have said something like she was a square broad.
She's a square broad, this one. Let's see. He had a crazy childhood. Now, this is about 13 is when things have been a mess up to 13, but now this is when Tommy kind of branches out.
And what year was he born
craziness.
again?
69.
69, okay.
69. So he claims to have lost his virginity at 13. And this comes up big, all the sex stuff with him, so that's why I'm bringing this up. Otherwise, I really don't care when these people are fucking. But to a 17-year-old babysitter.
Oh, boy.
So that's, although a 13-year-old boy's happy dream, it's also pretty much borderline abuse.
That's
rape. That's sort of sexual abuse. She's like a senior in high school. He's in the 8th grade. That's a little weird.
It's a little weird.
But fantastic for a 13-year-old. Presumably she was a girl, I assume. He didn't say anything otherwise. At this point, at 13, I don't know if this stoked up the fires of manhood in him, but he drops out of school for a year at this point in Jay, Oklahoma.
He's like, I don't need it.
I'm
getting pussy already.
You know, something about me. I'm just feeling more worldly right now. This school thing, I can't answer the homeroom teacher.
I got to sit at home and sip scotch.
They say, Morrison, Tommy, and he goes, I like your ass, honey. That's for homeroom. It just didn't work out. He's like, I have to leave. I don't know what happened to me. So,
I'll have a set of tits on you.
He goes to live with his dad for a year, which stable environment. That's where you want to be. The alcoholic that beats the shit out of people. He works construction jobs with his dad at 13. And yeah, that's miserable. Also does collection work in Arkansas and in Oklahoma. Because he was right around the border.
Too.
And shit, he wishes he was a telemarketer. This guy, it would have gone better.
He's running around roughing people up at 8. So debt collecting is right up his alley.
That's what he does. He is for his father's friends and what he called. I guess his father and his father's friends were like collectors, and he would work with them for what he called Irish gangsters. Irish gangsters in Oklahoma are a bit misplaced. Yeah. But apparently someone's got to do the
Somebody's
gangstering.
car broke down.
Someone has to do the gangstering in the area, and it was an open market. He said that his father and him, they got along well at work. Yeah. Everything was fine when they were beating the shit out of other people. Right. But then when they get home, his father would beat him with, quote, whatever was nearby when he got angry. Wow. So his father continued to be abusive at this point. On his crime spree here, we're going to do an in their own words on Tommy's time in crime here with his father. In their own words, quote, there was a time I used to think that being in a faction of organized crime situation was cool. You say to someone, here's the deal. You owe me this much money. What do you plan on doing? You better get on top of your behavior, because if you don't, I'm not responsible for what's going to happen to you. I didn't always have to be the one to do it. I just inform them of where they live, where they hang out, who their friends are, or where their kids are.
Yeesh.
That's what he's doing.
Throwing the kids in there.
Yeah, so he's doing at 13.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Real
I know where
nice
your kids
guy.
play. I seen him over there at the park.
I've seen them. They're fine. Yeah, it's. I don't know. Tim Jr. wasn't involved in this situation.
Yeah, what happened?
I think Tim Jr. was hanging out with Mom still.
Tim figured it out somehow.
Tim didn't figure shit out. We'll get into Tim later. Tim did not figure a whole lot out at all. Actually, he was worse.
He had
than
his own
Tommy,
problems.
Yeah, he had his own serious problems.
He had to work through being named after a guy that beats the shit out of his family.
Exactly. Now, here's when we don't know exactly what happens here because he claims one thing, and I've actually seen one article where a friend of his at the time, who was friends with him when he was 13, claims that he's witnessed this also. But he claims to have gotten a fake ID at this point. He's 13 years old. Claims he used his brother's ID.
Yeah.
He said, I looked a lot like my older brother, so I used his card. That was his thing. To say he was 21 so he could fight in tough man competitions.
At 13 years old.
Now, guys, if you don't remember tough man competitions, because it's kind of like an 80s, 90s thing, and also, too, I don't know how they had them outside of the rest of the world, but basically this was a picture MMA, but with unskilled people and like no gloves, and they were wearing like jeans and shit. And just you ever seen, once again, I'll bring it up, No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan? It's that, basically. It's just people beating the living piss out of each other. It was like,
it's like
hey,
old Irish boxing.
Yeah, Ron from the Forgery, he's from the Foundry is going to come up, and he comes up, how you doing, man? That's what it was, like a fat guy, grizzled. This Butterbean came out of the tough man competitions.
Sure did.
That's what we're talking about. He was the king of tough man.
I got arrested for stealing that video game for Sega in
Jesus Christ, Jimmy, that's not worth it, man.
93.
Fuck, man, have some priorities, bro.
I know.
Good God, that's not worth it.
I was 12. What do you want from me?
It's just not worth it, dude. Pick up like Madden 93 or something, you know what I mean? That would have been much better. You'd have got a lot more enjoyment out of it.
I jammed it in my pants and got arrested as I left the store because they watched us do it on camera.
So you have a tough man in your pants.
Yeah.
Claims he only lost one fight out of 21 in the tough man thing.
I can imagine that.
And his friend said he was beating the shit out of 35-year-old men who were, tough guys.
But this is a 13-year-old that's already hardened. He's been trained since he was 8 by his father. Yeah. And then he's out there building the railroad or some shit with whatever they're constructing.
Yeah. I mean, but we don't know. This can't be proven. There's no records of it, and they're not going to say, we let a 13-year-old box. So it's one of those things where even the fluff pieces that they do on him over the years, and there's plenty of them, even the fluff pieces say he claims to fight in tough man competitions. But we have one witness.
He did it.
We'll say he did it because it wasn't like he was claiming to be tough and he's not, as we'll get into. In 1988, this is when he gets into boxing. Now, in high school, he played basketball. He played football also. He was offered a scholarship at Emporia State University in Kansas, played tight end and linebacker. But instead he picked boxing, because in his senior year, still in his senior year in high school, he won the Kansas City Golden Gloves regional heavyweight title in a tournament, which against a guy named Donald Ellis. And that advanced him to the National Golden Gloves in Omaha, Nebraska, and he lost a split decision there. All right. So, I mean, he didn't have that much experience at this point.
At 19 years old, though, he was picked to go play collegiate football.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
Emporia
incredible.
State, it's like Division 12 or something.
It's pretty amazing. I wasn't picked.
No, still, he did something.
He was 6'2".
He's 6'2", 230-ish in the prime of his career.
That's a great tailback.
Well, he was a tight end linebacker.
Oh, so, really?
I mean,
all right.
He could roam, but the problem was he wasn't that fast, and even in the ring in the beginning, everybody's first thoughts on him when he first started boxing was he's a big, slow, fucking white guy, basically. Right. I mean, this is a white guy. He's a big, white heavyweight. So,
in the NFL, in that time, though, that's what the tight ends were. White, slow fucks, and that's why Shannon Sharp was amazing.
Block. Yeah, exactly. There was like 3 tight ends
he was
that could
fast.
catch.
Right.
Keith Jackson or whatever.
Right.
Guys
and him,
like that.
and then Tony G.
Yeah, came along later.
There was few that were fast enough that could do it.
It was like you wanted a Mark Bavaro back then. It was a guy who...
You wanted a guy that would drop his shoulder,
guys hanging off his back, and that was
drop his shoulder into a linebacker's chest, or take a free safety's hat off.
Yeah. So at this point, 1988, he goes to the Western Olympic trials. Now this is the trials for the Seoul Olympics in '88. So if he had made it, he would have been in the same Olympics if he had made it as Evangelos Gousis.
Wow,
isn't that amazing?
That's
they were
incredible.
Both trying to box in the '88
Olympics
at the
same time.
At the same, I think Evangelos Gousis was a middleweight, but they would have been like in the same. Because they would have spoke English at least.
That's incredible.
Hanging out, talking to each other, probably. So I think that's hilarious.
Comparing their gangster shit.
Because at this point, both of them had done some gangster shit. That's the funny part too.
Both of them were roughing fucks up for money.
This is a very similar story that goes in a different direction. It goes in a very American white trash direction. This story is slathered in Miracle Whip, guys. Buckle up. So he wins this tournament in Omaha, Nebraska, right? He wins the heavyweight title of this tournament and wins the tournament's most outstanding fighter title. So this is great.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, he has the next Olympic trial round in Concord, California. Loses a split decision to Ray Mercer.
Oh, wow.
Ray Mercer,
That's the guy that
you're a
went.
boxing fan, you've heard of Ray Mercer, and Ray Mercer will come up later on in Tommy Morrison's boxing career also. And also Ray Mercer went on to win a gold at the Seoul Olympics too. So he was
So Tommy
destined.
Lost to the guy that was going to win
the guy
gold.
Who won the gold. So
in a
that's
split decision.
Yeah.
He didn't get knocked out.
No, split decision.
So he probably could have got gold too.
There's no shame in this. You know what I mean? There isn't any shame in that.
So far.
So far, there's no shame. Tommy has much shame. It's coming up right around the corner. Okay, here we go. November 10th, 1988.
Yep.
We have his first pro fight. He fights William Muhammad in New York City.
Yep.
First round knockout.
Wow.
Yeah, he does. He started all of his early fights. He's just knocking the shit out of people. They're putting him up against tomato cans.
Yeah.
And they want. There's a quote from his manager about we want to display his punching power. Basically, 3 weeks later, he's fighting again. First round knockout versus a guy named Tony Duar in Detroit. First 5 fights were first round knockouts.
Wow.
So I mean, they're putting him up
hard.
in guys that are like half blind, probably, and
But his punch is not
he'll
to be
knock your ass
fucked
out.
with.
Yeah, he'll knock your ass out. He's got a very good left hook. He compares his left hook. His manager keeps comparing his left hook to Jack Dempsey and to Joe Frazier. And Joe Frazier, you don't compare a left hook to Joe Frazier. No. He'll take your head off.
Yes.
And he fucking fought Muhammad Ali valiantly.
Right.
Jack Dempsey was a white guy from the 20s. That's probably a little more accurate. By age 1988, he has 2 sons at this point from 2 different women already.
Wow.
So he's getting around.
He's fucking like crazy.
Fucking like crazy. Doesn't marry either one of them. And this is where
not pulling out.
Not pulling out. His mother warned him of the big city when he left because he went to Kansas City to train. And that was for all of this.
And that's the big city.
That's the big city to them. Okay? She warned him of this guy fucks his way through Kansas City like you wouldn't believe later on. Now, 1989... he's really coming along. He's like 15-0 at this point. There's an article in August 23rd of 1989, and Bill...
Hold on. He is 19 and has 2 children.
Two different women.
Oh, my God.
Has no interest in either one of them,
Proceed.
by the way. No interest in either one of these kids or marrying these women or anything like that.
That, my friends, is overseas is what it's the definition of white trash.
Grew
up in a trailer, got beat by his parents,
worked construction at 13.
19 years old, has 2 children with 2 different women, and it doesn't stop.
And he didn't pay any attention to all they did when they came out of the womb. He slathered them in Miracle Whip and handed them back to the mother and left.
Signed the birth certificate and took off.
Took the fuck off. So from this article in '89, Bill Caton was Tommy Morrison's manager.
Yep.
And he was also Mike Tyson's manager at this time. Now, I guess Tyson and Caton weren't getting along. Tyson tried to get out of his contract, and Caton wouldn't let him, and he was legally bound to this contract for 2 more years, Mike Tyson was. So Caton is talking openly about, in 2 years when Tyson leaves me, I want this kid to be the next heavyweight champ. He's saying, this kid can beat Tyson, I want the fight. Basically, he wants the fight is what he wants. I don't know if he can beat him.
He wants the money.
He wants a big... handsome white guy to fight Mike Tyson on pay-per-view and make a shitload of money.
Right.
Because that's a big thing. That's a big elephant in the room here with boxing.
Right.
Okay? Promoters will put forth, and you can say what you want, whatever with races, but promoters want white boxers. They do. They want to get white people to watch and go like, oh, maybe I'll root for this guy.
Right.
So whenever there's a white heavyweight, they call him the Great White Hope every time, and he's usually not as good as we've made him out to be. He's too slow, and he ends up getting the shit knocked out of him by a great fighter. That's what happens. He can beat everybody else, but when you get to that top-level guy, they can't beat your Jerry Coonies, guys like that. And that's...
And who's that guy that took the pizza to the chin after...
McNeely.
Peter McNeely.
That's
Peter
what I mean.
McNeely.
And Peter McNeely was a tough son of a bitch.
He's a good
but
fighter.
He's not going to beat Mike Tyson.
No.
Mike
He's
Tyson
too
is a
slow
world-class fucking boxer. I mean, Peter McNeely was a tough guy with heavy hands and a tough jaw.
Right.
That was it. Tommy Morrison didn't have the chin either. He was a glass-jawed motherfucker, as we'll see soon. Caton said that he has a natural left hook. Like I said, reminds him of Dempsey, reminds him of Frazier, which is a little... He said about him, quote, "We're bringing Tommy along slowly. Our objective is to give Tommy a challenge, to let him display his punching power without any real risk. We want him to win every minute of every round. In a year, we'll start fighting ranked opponents." And he said that was the same thing that they did with Tyson early in his career also.
Gotcha.
That's how you bring along a heavyweight. You get his confidence up.
Right.
You get his skills up while
Right.
he just basically practices on potted plants with boxing trunks on.
And fucking,
That's
yeah,
what
you're
he's
just
doing.
putting you're taping gloves to a heavy bag.
That's pretty much what
and
you're doing.
pretending that he's fighting.
Watch the Tyson's first 20 fights like on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's him looking like some guy, the janitor came into the ring and Tyson just decided to fucking bash him in the head and knock him through the ropes. It's ridiculous. He would say later, Kate, like I said, he sees them fighting in 92. Mm-hmm. That's when he sees the big Tommy Morrison, Mike Tyson fight. And he said it would be bigger than the Super Bowl, the World Series. He said it would be astronomical. It would gross $200 million, which in 1992 is a fuckload of money.
In 2016, that's crazy
for
money.
something to gross that then would
Right.
be like saying it's going to gross $1 billion, especially
Right.
on pay-per-view, because not everyone had access to pay-per-view like
Right.
they do now. Blah, blah, blah.
There's a Cox box or cable
Yeah.
TV box that
A lot of
you
people
had to buy.
A lot
You
of
had
people
to.
then still had to go down to the cable company and pick up a box when they
Right.
wanted to get a pay-per-view. They had to go rent the box
Right.
for the weekend.
And you had to go down there or make a call and say, I want this.
Yeah.
You couldn't just
no.
click it.
No. You'd have to say, I want this,
Right.
which would have been really difficult for pornography at that moment in time. I need Zesty Latina Mamacitas
Yeah.
Volume 12. I have to get it now, please.
Zesty
I have to have it.
Mamacitas.
Zesty Latina Mamacitas Volume
boy.
12, Jimmy. So at this point, we have an in their own words from this article of when he's 15-0, and he's still like a humble kid at this point, at least in public.
Right.
In their own words, quote, I've learned a lot. I obviously need to improve even more, but I see myself as an up-and-coming fighter who will be a threat to the heavyweight champion someday. So just like Goose's
ballsy.
quotes in the beginning, he's just like, hey, you know what? I'm a good fighter, but I got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I'm a nice, humble guy. Come watch me fight. So July 12th, 1989. I'm sorry, Stallone sees him fight around July of 89
All right.
at some point. Now, Caton had been pushing Stallone because Rocky V was being cast at
This is
point.
Sylvester Stallone.
So Sylvester Stallone. Thank you, Jimmy. Sylvester
He doesn't
Stallone,
really box, by the way.
He doesn't really box. So Sylvester Stallone watches this, and at this point, they're casting for Rocky V. Now, the Rocky franchise obviously is enormous.
ridiculous.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal. You're casting for Rocky V. Caton had been sending Stallone tapes of Tommy boxing. Going like, this is the guy you want, because the role was for Sylvester Stallone's Rocky's protege in the movie, basically. His
It's
young
the guy
protege.
that's going to take on the role of Rocky in later films, and
What-
Rocky's co-signing on his success.
So, yeah,
And he
he's-
wants to build him up.
He's trying to do this. He pitches him. So Stallone calls Tommy in to get into a read, and he likes him, and he casts him as Tommy Gunn, they call him. Tommy, quote, Machine Gun is his character name.
Tommy
in
the
movie.
Machine Gun.
Tommy Machine Gun. And he says, this is Sylvester Stallone's quote on Tom. This is our first episode where we've had a movie star's quote on one of our athletes.
You want me
this
to do
is
it?
pretty funny. You want to do a Stallone? Go ahead, knock yourself. I'm the Italian guy from New York here, and he's going to do a Stallone.
Tommy was wait, what does it say? Tommy was just what I was looking for. He was
That's
perfect.
terrible. Give me
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Yeah.
I was trying so hard.
Tommy was
There you
just
go. Yeah.
what I was looking for. He was perfect to play the part of Rocky's alter ego. I don't think he'll have a problem with the acting, and he'll do well in the fight scenes because, after all, he's a fighter, you know? He's a very good fighter. It's brain damage Stallone. I was doing Rocky V, by the way, because he's
pretty
brain
good.
damaged in that movie. Tommy, you know, that's the whole fucking movie. If you watch the movie,
It really is bad. It's
Tommy
so bad.
says some really really robotic shit, and then Stallone goes, "Hey, Tommy, you know, I don't know. Hey, Tommy, come on."
He tried so hard to pretend
Tommy, you know,
to pretend to have a bashed brain. He should have just played himself straight because he sounds like he has a bashed brain anyway.
It really does. I mean, he's really into it too. Like, I mean, he takes a little time off boxing here. I mean, he's like fucking 19-0 or something at this point with the 18 knockout. I mean, he's killing it, and he takes a little time off. They have a cool thing. Now, this would be neat, like, if you're a guy like this. February 9th, 1990, Philadelphia Civic Arena. They have 10,000 extras come to film the fight scene.
Wow.
Where Tommy wins the title in Rocky V. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen that utter pile of shit from 26 years ago. So, you know, they come and watch him fight the villain, Union Kane.
10,000 fucking extras.
Hey, it's Philly and Rocky.
Extras usually make about $100 a day.
Oh, yeah.
You're looking at $100,000.
That's going to cost
they spent,
you.
It's
a big scene.
Is it $100,000?
It's the big scene where Rocky's sitting in his basement watching a fight because it's such a cinematic way to watch it. A guy sitting alone in his shitty Philadelphia basement.
with some sort of brain cloud that he's got going on.
It's like, hey, look at Tommy. I don't know.
You're much better at that than I
am. So, anyway, and also, too, I thought it was funny. Kevin Rooney played his trainer. You know, Kevin Rooney is a famous boxing trainer. He played his trainer in the movie. I remember seeing it. I'm like, is that Tyson's old trainer? Like, up there. So, I mean, he's on Tommy, in their own words, he says of Rocky V, once again, humble. You know what I mean? Things are going so well.
He's in Hollywood and he's still humble.
He's coming up. Think about this. What the American dream this is. He's coming up. He comes from shit trailer park. His dad beats him. He's working construction. His mom's stabbing people. Holy shit. You know, just a mess. Acquitted. Comes from that to now he's a rising like athletic star, which is royalty in America. The only thing even more royal is a movie star.
Right.
So now he's being a movie star too.
There he is there.
Life
and he's
is
still
going
humble.
so well, Jimmy. For now, because it's not going to stay that way.
How much pipe is he laying right now, too?
That's the I got a great quote from him where he is just like, I mean,
it's everywhere.
He is Wilt Chamberlain
just
with boxing
slanging
gloves
dick.
On. So here's his quote on Rocky V. Quote, I understand I'm being presented with an opportunity that comes along once in a lifetime. I understand there are a million fighters out there who would kill to be in my position. It all comes down to this. Can I fight? Yes, I know I can. Can I act? Well, I guess people will see for themselves when Rocky V comes out. But I feel pretty good about it. I think I'll do all right. Nice, confident young man.
I've seen it, sir. You did not do all right.
He did not do all right.
No.
And neither did the movie, actually.
No.
It came out in November of 1990. It was the 32nd highest grossing film of 1990 domestically. Wow. Right behind 31 was Gremlins 2, The New Batch.
Oh, my God.
So that's where you can really tell. That's a litmus test. If you're below Gremlins 2, The New Batch, you probably suck.
That's when they introduced the female Gremlin with, like, the lipstick and shit.
I saw, like, Young Guns 2 beat it, and RoboCop 2 was right there, too. It's a lot like now.
Young Guns 2 wasn't too bad awful.
It wasn't. No, it actually wasn't, I don't think. I don't fucking remember. The same
Still,
thing.
32nd grossing of the year.
It 41 million domestic it did. It's the worst grossing Rocky movie out of all of them, out of all 7 now with the 2 new ones. Got a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that tells you the quality of the fucking film. And Tommy Morrison was terrible. I mean, he's an athlete that never acted before. So for that, I guess he's not bad. But, I mean, everything's just like, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Rocky, come here. I want to talk to you. Like, it's all very, like, robotic.
I remember the confrontation scene in an alley where he's carrying like a duffel bag. That's the only thing I remember from the movie. And
I like when he knocks out Paulie. That's pretty funny.
And when Stallone's sitting on...
Why are you trying to hit me? That's what that was Stallone's answer to. Why are you trying to hit me?
God damn it, you're good at that. I regret so much going back and snatching that card from you. I just wish I would have let you roll with it.
Hey, what the fuck? Why not? Well, it's all good. So he's living high on this, man. He is living high. We get to October 91. He's 28-0. He's a movie star. I mean, his movie has been out for a year. He's fucking living the life.
He has every line in the world to say to a trick at a bar.
Oh, God, forget about it. Then his boxing career in Atlantic City on October 18th, 91, he loses by TKO to Ray Mercer from the Olympics trials. And Ray Mercer was a tough guy. Loses by TKO. It was a tough match. Ray was just a tough son of a bitch. And Tommy fought, he fought well, but Ray he just had an iron jaw, right?
Yeah.
He was one of these guys, Ray
He
Mercer,
could take a punch.
You just keep coming at you, and that wears people down after a while, and it always does. So he gets back in right away, though. I mean, within the next year and a half, because they want a title shot for this guy. They're like, we need a fight with a big white guy. We have to
big, long, blonde locks.
Let's make some money off this shit, man. Movie star, everyone knows who he is.
Chiseled face.
Yeah, so either like him or hate him. Either way, you're going to want to watch him either win or get his ass kicked. So he's
like the Raiders.
It's exactly what it is. They want him on. Yeah, it's
he's the Raiders of boxing.
It's the Yankees. It's the Cowboys. It's the Patriots. It's
every fucking big thing that has all this hype.
Maybe Manchester United, I think, is a good soccer team.
I would assume so.
I'm trying, guys.
Fucking Arsenal. I don't know.
I am studying my soccer because we're getting a lot more English, UK people and Australian people, and I need to know this shit for you guys.
Arsenal's another one, right? Am I right?
I think it is.
I think it is.
Next soccer episode we do, I'm going to have my shit together. And
Real
so
Madrid. I'm fucking killing it right now.
We're going to take a class, man. I'm telling you. So he's scheduled to fight June 7th, 1993 in Las Vegas against George Foreman.
That's a big fight.
Yeah, we all know George Foreman, especially at that time. He
got
was
a
fat
great grill because of that fat fuck.
That's what I mean. We all know George Foreman. He fucking fought Muhammad Ali back in the day.
Yeah.
He was, this is for the vacant WBO World Heavyweight title. So this is a title fight. And he says of the title fight with Foreman, in their own words, quote, "If I don't win, people will throw me in the heap with Dwayne Bobbick, Jerry Quarry, and Jerry Cooney. As a white fighter, you get twice as much criticism. Yeah. You have to prove more than the black or Hispanic fighters. Maybe,
he's got a point.
But you also have to be half as talented to get the fucking big fights. Yeah. That's the difference of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? They go, well, he's kind of shitty and that guy's better, but no one wants to watch that guy fight. They want to watch the big blonde guy fight. So that's that. And of the white part of it, his mom takes exception to this later because she's like, he's only half white. I'm a fucking Indian. Why don't we call him the Great Indian Hope? What the fuck? Like, she's upset about it. It's hilarious. I have quotes from her later. So he wins.
Well, maybe if you would have offered him more DNA, because this man looks fucking Irish.
He looks extremely.
He's so white.
He really is very white.
He's pale as fuck.
Yeah.
Chiseled ass face though, and big blonde mullet. He's as white as it fucking gets.
When he comes back from jet skiing at the fucking at the lake at the end of the day, he's pink as can be.
That's in an O'Neill shirt.
In his O'Neill
shirt.
He's
super white.
His sunglasses backwards on his neck. You know
maybe he can drink a shitload of beer, but he's still fucking white.
He can drink a ton of beer. You know, a lot of his drinking. So he wins a unanimous decision against George Foreman because you couldn't knock George Foreman out back then. He just would.
You got to work him in a corner until the bell rings.
I saw the Holyfield fight with him, and Holyfield just beat him for fucking 12 rounds, and he just kept taking it. Yeah. He didn't even sit in the corner. He wouldn't sit because he didn't think he could get back up.
Oh,
again.
Is that right?
Literally, yeah, because that was when he was older too.
Yeah.
And he said, I think
my knees will just lock up.
My legs will cramp. He said, I need to stand. So he'd just see him standing in the corner. I've never seen a fighter stand in the corner.
Lean against the ropes.
So he was leaning on the ropes. He'd come back out, But Tommy hung in there, and he fought him, and
ended up winning.
He ended up winning it. So Tommy's the damn world champion now.
Yeah.
It's June of 1993. Tommy is, 24 years old? On top of the goddamn world.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't be better.
He did in his sport what the Phoenix Suns could not do in their sport.
Exactly. They could never pull it off. So now in June, all sorts of fluff pieces are coming out. And they're coming out with the rags to riches, the story of his childhood, and they're glossing over some of the nastier things. They're just saying he fought in tough man competitions and his mom has a tattoo of a boxing glove on her arm. Saying shit like that. You know, the family, it was kind of unstable and they moved around, but they're not like, Dad beat him constantly and Mom stabbed a woman.
Dad beat him constantly, following in his father's footsteps.
So this one I saw is all about his nice relationship with his mother. It starts off with the reporter saying how he was like hanging out with them, and the mother was fixing him a nice country breakfast and saying Tommy loves his country breakfast and he needs his sausage, and like he's just a
needs that white gravy on them biscuits.
It's Leave It to Beaver Trailer Park edition. That's all it is. His mom was pissed at the Great White Hope thing. She did not like that.
Unbelievable.
Now, at this point in this article, they're talking about how like he goes downtown, because this is in Jay, Oklahoma. Right. So he went like downtown and he got out of the car and he basically had to stand on the corner. They had one traffic light in the whole town. And he'd stand on the corner by the traffic light, and all the people lined up for autographs and to swarm him. Like in the Rocky movie, when Rocky would go to the street, and all the kids would get. That's
Philly.
This is
Jay, Oklahoma.
People coming out of their pickup trucks going, I think that's Tommy Morrison.
Is that damn boxer?
I've seen him on the TV. I'm gonna talk to that boy. I'm gonna get his autograph. That's what I'm gonna do. Honey, Helen, take a picture, would you?
Would you sign this potato?
Would you sign this potato? That's a fresh pick. God damn it, Middle America's going to fucking hate us for this.
Let me spit on this tater.
Never call us racist, by the way, because we
will rip anybody.
Anybody and anything, because I don't give a fuck. They're talking about possible parades for him in town. Like they're trying to figure out the parade route.
All 6 fire trucks are going to fucking form a line.
I saw the one. The only thing that the mayor said, the only thing to think about is what route we're going to take. There's one fucking traffic light. Take that route down that road with the traffic light. Everyone will see him.
The town is 4 blocks long.
There's a big banner hanging up when you go into town that says, "Well done, Tommy."
Oh boy.
I mean, like he is the hero of the town. Former teacher, I saw this fluff piece saying what a smart kid he was, and he's not like a mean guy, and the fighting just
how
comes
the fuck
from
would you know he dropped out at 13?
Oh, but no, he went back. But he said,
that's right.
He said it must come from skill, and he's very coachable. So that's what's he's not a mean guy, and he would try to avoid fights in school. They're making him right now at this point. He's just made to be the nicest guy in the world. You know what I mean?
He's banging every woman in town. I'm not saying that because I'm being sexist or whatever.
No, he is.
The man is doing it.
Later on, he talks about this point in his career, and he called sex, quote, a part of my conditioning program.
Holy shit.
He said it was like weightlifting or running. He said he had sex with, quote, an astronomical number of women.
Wow.
Here is his
it's
quote.
It's my cardio.
This is his quote in their own words. Tommy Morrison on sex. He says, quote, "Sex became a part of my conditioning program. I'm serious. It was all the time. 3 different women a day for 7 or 8 years.
Holy shit.
Do the math on that shit.
That's
thousands.
1,500.
7,000. It's a lot.
It's $2,000 a year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's a lot.
That's a whole lot of
That is a lot.
So,
for 7 or 8 years.
Imagine how many illegitimate kids he has running around trailer
gotta be
parks
ridiculous.
right now.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
The women were like, I don't know whose it is, and they blamed it on Dale, the guy down at the bar that they banged 3 times in this truck rather than
I know
once
he
with
did
him.
it.
Yeah,
I know
I'll just blame Dale. It's easier to get. I know where he is.
Yeah.
I'll just forget child support from him. That's what it is, man. I swear to God.
Unbelievable.
Now, weird thing, October 29th, 1993, he loses in the first round, loses his title to a guy named Michael Bent, who was not a big contender.
No
It's
name.
just like he got stunned.
Yeah.
One of those times, this is when his glass jaw
came in full effect.
Yeah, because it was a TKO. The ref stopped the fight. It was,
Wow.
the guy was on him. So that's an odd thing. So, I mean, now...
It's like in the NFL when you look past an opponent. That's all he did. He
That's
was just
what
like,
it was.
this motherfucker, I got to go through him to get to whoever.
It's
right.
Buster Douglas.
Yeah.
With Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So, right now, still on top of the world. He lost his title. He'll go get it back, whatever. Yeah. He'll get a rematch. He knows he's still a star. It doesn't matter. He's a movie star. Things are going good. He can't leave well enough alone and be happy with this. Because on December 7th, 1993, he's in a restaurant in Iowa City near the University of Iowa. He punches a 20-year-old kid in the face. At this point.
Wow.
He said the kid was staring at him.
What year is this?
This is 93, December 7th, 1993.
He's 24 years old.
Yeah. He says the kid was staring at him. There was 2 kids and their dates, 2 couples sitting there. He said they were staring. The kid was staring at him, so...
Yeah. He's trying to figure out how the fuck he knows you. Or he's going, that's Tommy Gunn.
They were basically, this happens at 2:19 in the morning, too, so it's probably lit up.
Ossified drunk.
Police Sergeant Craig Lees, here we go, I love when I'm quoting police sources, that's when shit's getting good here, said that he hit the man from behind. This is his quote. He said, quote, this is a police sergeant's quote here, he said, quote, "It was a sucker punch. He taps the guy in the side of the head, then knocks him clear out of the booth. The kid never saw him coming. The kid had been looking at him and saying, hey, isn't that guy from the movie Rocky V?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
That's who it is. When you're in a movie and you're a heavyweight champion, people go, I think I recognize, and they look at you.
Yeah.
Also, too, you're humongous, which is another fucking thing.
6'2".
And everything you own says Tommy on it in giant letters.
He's probably wearing a shirt that says it across the chest.
He always is.
Yeah.
Later on, when he goes to jail, they keep mentioning how he's in court with a big Tommy shirt. I don't know if he was wearing Tommy Hilfiger. Right. He's like, I can't get my own shit made by now. Let's buy some, like, Ross Tommy Hilfiger that comes to the fucking market. So, I mean, this is what he's doing here. He punches this kid.
By that logic, I saw Tom Chambers once when I was drunk.
Yeah.
And I was so drunk that I didn't have the ability to say, oh, my God, that's Tom Chambers. He just walked into a bar, and I just drunkenly, with my mouth open, just pointed at him.
Oh, God, Tommy Morrison
pointed
would
him as he walked by, and he just, like, gave me a weird look.
Tommy Morrison would have pummeled you unmercifully for that.
Beaten. Yeah.
Unmercifully.
I'd still be swollen.
So he pleads guilty and pays about $300 in fines for this, even though he denies the allegations. He said the guy started it and it was self-defense.
I just want to get rid of this.
Some college kid's going to start a fight with the heavyweight champ of the world, obviously.
That's what I would do.
He's charged with public intoxication and assault. Whatever. He gets off on nothing. Because at this point, he's still got a pretty clean record. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
May 1994. Boxing's progressing, but also in Lenexa, Kansas, a woman files a lawsuit against Tommy when he allegedly knocked her off a bar stool in a bar.
Because she's staring at him?
Probably she was staring. Don't stare at Tommy Morrison, guys. I'm telling you. Police investigate. No charges are filed. She sues him. I think it's settled for some small amount
out of court
whatever.
somewhere. Yeah.
It's probably gave
her $1,000 and said, "Go your way."
$500. Go back to the bar and get yourself hammered.
I'll buy your bar tab.
Open up a tab here. So I mean, it's little things, nothing major. He's on the straight and narrow. He's back on the path until June 19th, 1994. Now, Tommy, at this point, there was an altercation earlier in the night that one of Tommy's friends was involved in. Tommy not involved in it. He's above the fray. Yeah. He's being smart, right?
So I've already had 2 run-ins. I don't want a third.
Don't want a third, right? He goes to the police station to bond out his friend. He's going to bail his friend out.
Yeah.
Goes out, pays the bond. When he leaves, as he's coming, didn't even get to the steps yet of the police station, he runs into another man who is also from this altercation, decides to punch him and knock him down the stairs in front of several police officers.
They say the best place to break a crime is out front of a police station.
Apparently not, because he walked out, he punched a guy, they cuffed him, brought him right back inside. Actually, sir, it's this way.
Yeah.
So
your boy can go his way, but you go this way.
So now his friend's going to turn right back around. It's like a Chinese fire drill of bailouts here. He's going to go in and bail him out. Fucking
and you
ridiculous.
drop a racist term.
I swear to God. It is. I can hear Jack Benny music playing in the background.
The fucking Benny Hill.
Benny Hill, Jack Benny. You know what I'm talking about. Yakety sax playing in the fucking background. All this is happening. I want to see the surveillance footage and speed it up. He goes in, bails a guy out, comes out, punches a guy. That guy goes back in, bails him out. They come out together. The guy rolls down the stairs, gets back up. Oh. The guy who he punched didn't want to press charges, said he'd seek medical attention on his own.
That was nice.
At least he's a man about it. Yeah. I mean, apparently they were arguing.
Probably deserved that shit.
Yeah, he probably called him a name, didn't think the champ would punch him, and he did. So he's charged with assault, it ends up getting dropped, whatever. So he moves to Tulsa in 94. He's like, I got to get away from this temptation of Kansas City. Yeah. Kansas City's too much for this guy to handle. Right. The barbecue and the women, boy, he can't take it anymore. Yeah. The Royals games are just too exhilarating for him.
Too many 50-gallon drums sawed in half with fresh slabs of meat on them.
Absolutely, but he's still going to Kansas City to train. Yeah. And a fight occurs. That fight was in Kansas City, and this is coming up to like bigger fights that he's starting to get into, and his promoter is pissed off in this one article. His promoter is just like, he was threatening to cancel the fight. He was telling Tommy, like, if you don't get your shit together, I'm going to cancel the fight. Because if you're going to court all the time and getting arrested and, knocking women off bar stools and beating up college students for looking at you, hard to train, really,
Save
get
those
ready for a
punches
fight.
for Mr. Bent.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's Michael Bent happens when that shit happens, when you
that makes sense.
when you don't train.
Right.
So he said, quote, "You can't babysit Tommy. There comes a point where Tommy has to take care of himself." Truer words have never been goddamn spoken, guys. This guy is not a silver-haired, middle-aged white man. He's still but he's like, hey, listen, dickhead, I'm not putting up with your shit. Yeah. Like, you were the champ. He doesn't even have a belt at this point. So it's like, what? Come on, asshole. He's a star.
I'm not silver-haired yet, but one day I will be. I may as well just be your white man now.
So he gets back on track for a minute. June 10th, 1995, Kansas City, Missouri. He wins the vacant IBC title with a 6th-round TKO against Donovan Razor Ruddock. Remember Razor Ruddock?
Yeah.
Razor Ruddock was a good fighter.
Yeah, great
fighter. A couple with Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
He always fought Tyson hard, too. He always fought Tyson really, really tough, Razor Ruddock. And so I always look at that as in the early 90s.
It's a great goddamn name.
Razor Ruddock.
So badass.
Razor's the best boxing name. Well, there's a couple terrible names later on, and this one's a great boxer.
It's like Razor Ramon, the wrestler.
Yeah.
The best
Donovan
fucking name.
Razor Ruddock.
So
which
badass.
They probably stole from Razor Ruddock because he was around before that. WWF isn't exactly original with WWE, whatever. So, he wins the title. Beautiful, right? Mm-hmm. He's champ again. His next fight is set for October 7th, 1995 against Lennox Lewis. Our Brit, our large African-American, English-American.
The first black guy into American homes that when he opened his mouth, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'd like to see what people in Middle America thought when they probably
my God, they're like,
you gotta be kidding. What the? No. He's playing a trick on us.
He just say tea and crumpet?
I saw Robert Townsend do that doing stand-up one time. He's full of shit, this guy. He ain't doing that. That Rodney Dangerfield special in 87. I don't trust this guy. So he fights Lennox Lewis in Atlantic City. Lennox Lewis, as we know, will be heavyweight champ for a while later. This is when he's still up and coming. Loses a 6-round TKO to Lennox Lewis. And Lennox beat his ass.
He went 6 rounds with Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was what, 6'4", 6'6"?
6'6". He's a big guy.
He was
bigger
a monster.
Than Tommy. And Tommy always looked big, but
he's
Lennox
6'2".
is bigger. And Lennox had a great Lennox is just a great. Yeah. He's a great boxer.
He probably outmeasured him in every category.
That's the thing. When you're a great boxer like that and you're bigger than everyone, you just win.
You've got reach and power.
If all else
and
is
technique.
In boxing, if all else is equal, you take size. That's the way it is. Unless it's Mike Tyson, and then all bets are off.
All bets are off.
All bets are off when you got a guy who can take your head off like that.
Get in close and take a punch and deliver a powerhouse of a combo.
Yeah, so now he's feeling down, obviously. He's in Jay, Oklahoma on October 15th, 1995. He's feeling a little down, and much like his father, he decides to take that out on the mother of his kid here. Oh. Yeah, 2 counts of misdemeanor assault and battery. He's accused of punching his son's mother, Tammy. Tammy Witt is her name, in the face, and then biting her friend.
That is an awesome J Oklahoma name, Tammy.
Tammy?
Tammy!
Tammy!
Get your ass in here.
Tammy, get out the trailer now, damn it. I said, come out here so I can smack you and bite your friend.
Ding, get in here.
Where's your friend? I'm going to bite her. Can't think of anything trash here to do. Like that, he's literally beating his son's mother. They were never married. You don't get, this is his white trash.
This is baby 3 at minimum.
This is his white trash. No, this is one of the other
One
sons.
of the other
this
two?
is his 5-year-old son's mother.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is one of the Tammy from earlier here. Yeah, white trash, pulling her out in Jay, Oklahoma. And not only her friend too, just for good measure.
I'll fucking bite her. I don't care.
I don't give a shit. So
I don't care at all.
He faces 90 days in jail and a $500 fine with this. He released on a $1,000 bond. His lawyer says, we deny all the allegations. We certainly want this resolved as quickly as possible so he can get back to his boxing career.
Jesus.
Damn it, that's what's important here. It's his boxing career, not that you're punching women in the face outside of the
biting
trailer.
broads.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So he's trying to make a comeback. He's got a warm-up fight here. They're talking about fights with Tyson. They're talking about obviously getting a rematch with Lennox Lewis maybe or whoever, but the Tyson fight's still been in the air for like 5 years now, and everybody wants to see that.
He needs to hurry the fuck up because he's running out of his prime.
He's running out of time here, so he's got to do some warm-up fights. So 95, he's got to fight with Arthur Stormy Weathers. Jesus Christ.
How clever.
We go from the best boxing nickname there is to the worst one.
Absolutely.
Stormy Weathers. Jesus Christ. I picture him like sadly half bald, just like a sad looking
patchy.
Man. Looking like he's taping his goddamn gloves on. I mean, he's taping his hands, getting ready to fight, and his manager comes in and says, you just tested positive for HIV.
No fight.
No fight. Tommy's like, what are you talking? No, but no problem. Nah.
He's doing calisthenics.
Yeah, he's like, no, that's fine. He thought he was going to fight that night still. Fight's canceled.
No, shit's over.
You got fucking...
You remember, haven't you heard of Magic Johnson?
You got the beast, Tommy. You're in trouble. So, he's trying to get back into this. They want him to take all these other tests. He's supposed to take a test in February 1996 and shows up late and then refuses to give a sample. So they suspend him. The commission suspends him. He's not allowed to box basically anywhere in the U.S. at this point.
No.
Because they're
That's the safety concern,
think you have
sir.
AIDS, dude. And this is the mid-'90s, too, so we really were very scared of AIDS at this point. Everyone was shit-faced paranoid of AIDS.
You punch a man in the face while you're bleeding, that man's
especially
possibly dead.
The rubbing thing.
Yeah, they're in hugging.
There's a lot of membrane action and stuff like that, so, I mean, it's a big deal.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, they wouldn't but at first, Magic Johnson, they didn't want to play to play basketball, and that's a sport where if you have a nosebleed, they pull you out till it stops.
Right.
So it's way different. He somehow, the next month, still pushes through gets a fight to go in Japan. He fights a guy named Marcus Rode in Japan.
Japan will let you do anything.
Yeah, they don't care. They're just a famous Tommy Morrison. Oh, Rocky V, and then they put him in there. That was it. You know? It's just all they did. I swear to God. Now, also in 96, basic state of the Tommy Union at this point. So he's got his HIV and all this. He has been married 3 times at this point.
Oh, God.
Twice to the same woman. And in 1996, during a time, he was married to both of them at the same time. Once again, you do not get any more white fucking trash than that.
No,
Good Lord.
Those weddings were absolutely sponsored by Budweiser.
The only way that could be more white trash is if they lived in like adjacent trailers. Yeah. Like, that's Tammy 1 and that's Tammy 2.
It's not even like trailer that's like stationary and like is there. This is trailers with the wheels still attached. Oh, yeah. And just it's like a silver Airstream.
They put like the indoor-outdoor carpeting around the wheels or on the outside, so it looks like it's there.
Looks like grass.
He's a nudnik and an idiot, and he's a guy in his mid-20s, jacked up on... And also, too, he's roided to fuck, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
He admits later he's roided. So, I mean, he's a little aggressive, we'll put it. Like the kid in the bar, maybe he was like, that kid's looking at me, and he's all roided up, and he wants to go punch him.
He could have got it from that, too.
And 24 years old, too. Well, he kind of dispels that rumor and says what he's doing here. So it's not boxing at this point. He can't box. He's not allowed to box at this point. He's July 16th, 1998. He's pulled over in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Jesus. When he's seen running a red light in his Jeep Cherokee, with the gas nozzle and hose from the gas station dragging behind him. This is 5 miles from the gas station.
In a Cherokee in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and he's half Indian. It's a pretty good clue that person behind that car is drunk.
He just ran a red light, and I think that's the gas nozzle I've been hearing about. From the gas station 5 miles back.
Oh my God, he drove for
5 miles. He didn't notice this shit.
And the fucking check engine light didn't come on for the gas cap not being sealed.
He didn't give a shit. This is while he's appealing something, too, because he had another drunk driving thing that he's appealing also.
He got pulled over on suspicion of being elderly.
Jesus Christ, he's appealing. Yeah, basically, they thought, they were like, he's either 100 or this is either a 100-year-old Chinese woman, street crime, which is highly American, and then he knocks up 2 fucking separate women, doesn't marry them, has kids, doesn't pay attention to them, beats the women, his mom stabs somebody, becomes icon of American culture, a goddamn heavyweight champion of the world and a movie star, only to be completely blinded by the hubris and lunacy of his own stupidity and fuck everything that moves and get AIDS and not get into the car without drinking something. God bless America.
And jamming some illicit substance in the fucking glove box.
Oh, say, can you see? And in this one, even more American, because does all this, gets caught for all this? Does he say it's his? Fuck no. Blames it on his friend.
In a fucking Chevrolet, too. That's beautiful.
In a Corvette. A fucking shitty, dumb fuck American sports car that sucks. And there are good American sports cars. That's not one of them. No. Actually, now they are, but not in the 90s. They still suck the dick in the 90s.
Fiberglass fucking body.
Holy shit. This is the most American fucking stuff. From nothing to the top and just putting yourself into the toilet again.
Right back to nothing.
Fucking A, God bless America.
Fucking flushing your whole career down a plastic toilet in a fucking single
jail toilet that someone was just making wine in. Fucking awful. So he says of this incident, he said that he gave the Corvette to his friend to go put a new stereo in it.
Yeah,
that's his excuse. Like, he gave it to the friend took it, put stereo in it. He went to pick it up, was driving it home, got pulled over. I don't know where the cocaine and the weed came from. That's not mine. Yeah. That's his. He must have left it in my car, because when I get someone else's car, I like to put a bunch of drugs in it and then forget about them.
He may have just forgotten because he was probably stoned.
He was real stoned. So he says the gun is his. He's a collector, and he likes to have guns.
Sure.
So pretty much he always has a gun when he gets arrested, even though he never allowed to have one.
Not allowed to have one.
Never. But he doesn't give a shit. Not allowed to have cocaine either. Yeah. Not really a fucking concern.
I'd rather go to jail for the gun than the coke.
They say he did nothing wrong. It's ridiculous. He posts $3,500 bond. You know, as the bonds keep going up.
Dough still.
500, this, that. Well, yeah, he still got cash at this point, because I mean, he like the Lennox Lewis fight he lost. I know he made like $2.5 million off of that.
Good grief!
He was making the Foreman
and
fight.
He's living in Jay, Oklahoma.
He's living in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And you know, who knows? He's probably still got. Actually, with the AIDS, I don't know. I was going to say he's probably like.
He's not
like
treating
a poster for a health food store, but you're not going to put a guy with HIV on it.
He's not treating that shit.
No.
So he's not spending money on that.
Definitely not. So yeah, $3,500 bond. I just love how the bonds keep going up. He's charged with cocaine possession with intent to distribute, possession of marijuana, DUI, driving under the influence of drugs, simultaneous possession of gun and drugs, careless driving, refusing a drug test, and driving without insurance.
Wow.
That's
running
everything.
The gauntlet.
That's running the gauntlet.
Yeah.
I can't believe his taillights worked. It wasn't
I can't believe he didn't run from the cops.
Okay.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Funny you should say that, Jimmie. Let's get to Thanksgiving night 1999. November the 26th in Huntsville, Arkansas. Oof.
Yuck.
Tommy's arrested for public intoxication and gun possession when running from a car accident.
Of course.
Also had some weed on him. He wasn't driving.
No.
The driver was whatever. He got in a car accident. He ran away into the woods. He just takes off into the woods.
Now he's gotten every charge other than murder.
They find him an hour later in a nearby house making phone calls. with his fucking weed and gun on him.
He had 20,000 phone numbers of women he can call.
Apparently there was multiple guns too, so they basically think he picked up all the guns and bolted through the woods.
Jesus.
Is how it worked.
That's a tough run.
That's a tough run. Now this is he's awaiting trial for that, just the one we just talked about. So he's out on bond for that. Fucking bond gets revoked, obviously. Bail revoked in Arkansas for the cocaine deal. And also, too, this is December 21st, 1999. Merry Christmas, Tommy.
Jesus.
The judge also wants him to undergo a psychological evaluation.
I would, too.
To test his competency at this point, because holy fuck. Now, December 24th, 99, this is also why they want to test his competency. While he's in jail in Fayetteville, his lawyer, John Hudson, requests that the court test Tommy medically to see if his HIV has developed into full-blown AIDS, because he said he's seen huge recent changes in his mental and physical condition. He's basically And he's doing crazy shit. He's doing stupid shit. He's erratic as fuck. Yeah. I think this is more drugs than AIDS at this very point, just based on his actions. But
it's probably a combination.
It is. Because, the weight loss, even Tommy puts it on meth later.
Really?
He says, well, I was doing a lot of meth then, so, I kind of lost some weight. Not because he's trying to deny AIDS.
Yeah.
He'll say anything to say that he doesn't have AIDS. He'll be like, AIDS? No, it's meth. No, I just do a lot of meth. That's not AIDS.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. In this day and age, you don't say, I'd much rather have AIDS than say I'm doing meth.
Absolutely. January 6, 2000, he pleads innocent to public intoxication and possession of marijuana. This whole thing. Grief. Trial set for February 10th. January 14th, 2000, he pleads guilty to the variety of charges from the pullover with the Corvette stereo deal. He is sentenced. Before he's sentenced, Judge William Story has a little word for him. And it's just kind of...
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's beautiful because he's not even admonishing him. He's just being like, this is just pathetic.
Yeah.
Like he says, quote, William Story, judge says, quote, your situation is terribly sad. In many respects, you had it made financially, and now you've squandered it all with your involvement with drugs. I hope you've learned your lesson. You, sir, may fuck off. 10 years in prison.
Holy shit.
8 suspended, though.
That's nice of them.
Still 2 years in prison. Still 2 years in an Arkansas prison, which doesn't sound pleasant at all.
Arkansas prison, those two words together sound like farm.
Now, the family, you're working outside. Yeah. Now, the family at this point, because they're so white trash, he's in jail in Arkansas, and his brother, Tim Jr., is serving 15 years in Missouri for rape.
Wow.
Yeah. They taught a lot of respect for women in that family, which is good. So, this family is just...
What a disaster.
They are a fucking mess, man.
You can take him out of a trailer. You can take the boy out of the trailer park. That's all it is.
It's unreal.
You can't take it out of him.
And he's trying to make right here with his... After the sentence, there's a quote from him in their own words. Quote, God put me in jail to wake me up. I made a promise to my wife and to God that if I ever put another drug in my body that wasn't prescribed by a doctor, that God would take me out of this world. So apparently this is God.
He has found religion.
He's found religion. He's always claimed to be Christian.
Really?
But now he's like making God statements.
Super religious to bang 20,000 women in 8 years.
Yeah, I think Judge William Story was the one that fucking said, I'm going to take him out of this world. There's nothing to do with God.
Judge William Story's my Christ.
So, now he's in fucking prison. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 2 kids, they never see their fucking dad. That's a mess. Wives beaten, this one, that one. Brothers raping people.
Women nibbled on.
There's a fucking... think about the ripple effect of this family out into the world.
Yep. Throw that white trash pebble into that white trash pond.
He's gone... He's fucking... he's gone from heavyweight champ to movie star to guy with AIDS to... it's a mess. And now he's in prison with AIDS.
Yeah.
You can't get worse than that. I'm in prison. No, that sucks. We can't get any worse, I guess. Oh, wait. Yeah, I forgot I had AIDS. That's the other problem. I have HIV pretty aggressively. So, there's nothing good happening.
No.
Everyone in this story, the people even him, I feel bad, Jimmie, for all of these people. But just not nearly as bad as I feel for Tommy Morrison, an insurance agent for State Farm in Houston, Texas. Tommy Morrison of Knowles Fry Realty, Inc. in Alexandria, Louisiana. Tommy Morrison, a second-term senator from Guam.
Holy shit.
This man was elected to office. Tommy Morrison of Tommy Morrison Travel in London. The UK, you're not getting away scot-free either. And Tommy Morrison, the American race car driver, who's actually has a career in athletics.
And he figured it out somehow. He's like, it's not me. I don't have AIDS.
Yeah. Oh, how many women did not fuck him because they looked up Tommy Morrison, athlete on Google, and they were like, "Ooh, he's got AIDS. Never mind."
If he's a single man driving race cars through Middle America, chicks in short shorts are throwing their poon at him, and then the farmer's daughter's like, "Tommy Morrison Googling, fuck that,
fuck him." It's like, why won't anybody talk to me?
Can't even benefit from my fame.
Now, this is when he starts really going off. This is when he starts having theories, Tommy, about his AIDS. Now he's a doctor, too. Yeah. Now, before he was just like, I don't have it. Now he's like, let me
I've Googled a thing or two.
Let me work some science on you. I have some theories here. In the year 2000, he connected HIV to his steroid injections, but said he's never shared a needle and never used a dirty needle.
All right.
So
that's impossible then.
Okay. Well, he has an explanation.
He just shot that theory right the fuck out of the water.
Well, not really, because his theory, he's got a really sound medical theory for this. I'm sure all the doctors were taking notes when he said this one. This is in 2000 on his HIV. In their own words, in their own insane fucking words. Quote, I didn't get it sexually. HIV is just a piece of dead skin. That's all it is. Every time you pierce yourself with a needle, you are putting the microbes in your body. These little pieces of dead skin. That's exactly how I got it.
Fuck is he talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about today?
HIV is a fucking virus. That's what the
Dead
V
skin?
stands for.
Dead skin?
Unbelievable.
And not even so it's not even a disease, it's a piece of dead skin that then
My body's just trying to flush this skin out.
it's insane. Not only that, at
Holy
this point
shit.
too, he was alternating between this and then saying that it's a conspiracy and the boxing world didn't want him in there. The boxing world wanted him in there more than anybody.
They benefited hugely with you.
They wanted him so bad. They needed him so bad. They needed a big fucking stupid white contender that since then they put every Russian and fucking Bulgarian and whoever else they could find in the ring. They're like, he's white enough. Just get him in there. Let him fucking fight a black guy so white people will bet on him, please.
Klitschko was one of them, right?
Yeah. The Klitschkos. There's a couple of Klitschkos. They're brothers. So, I mean, at this point, he's fucking wow.
What an insane fucking theory.
It's so crazy. And this is what he keeps doing. And there's articles in there. Half the articles are like, oh, poor Tommy Morrison, he's crazy. Like, he's sick and he's crazy and we all feel bad. And some of the articles were like, hey, give Tommy Morrison a chance here. Let's listen to him.
Oh, God.
And they were like, listen, there's one doctor in Tanzania that says that maybe the blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, what are you talking? Stop encouraging this fucking guy. Tell him to get treatment.
And in 2000, it was well known.
Yeah, guess what?
Well known.
Magic Johnson had HIV, got lots of treatment.
Right.
Now he's a fat baseball team owner. But fucking, he's fine. Get treatment.
And Charlie Sheen has it right now.
Yeah.
And his count is way low because he's got a bunch of money to treat it too.
And he went through a phase like this too of denial, Charlie Sheen, where he was seeing some doctor who was like not licensed in the U.S. He was seeing him in Mexico and doing all this horse
Getting
shit.
some fucking crank fucking medicine.
And now he's going, oh, that guy's crazy. And he's like suing him and shit because he's nuts. So he says, he's complaining through an article in 2000 while he's in jail. It's like a fluff piece while he's in jail. Like this poor guy, basically, because he's got AIDS, and they talk about his mom in it again. His mom keeps coming back and forth. And
that's lunacy.
He's complaining. He's like, it's stupid to make me do rehab in prison. Yeah, I used meth and weed and stuff, but I was never an addict. I shouldn't have to go to rehab. He's also mad at the prison officials for not letting him put a TV, VCR, and a laptop in his cell. I'm in here. I need my laptop. I got email to check. I have to tape Frasier later. I have a lot of things going on.
Your freedom is gone, sir.
And he's also pissed because he offered to donate a $6,000 weightlifting machine to the prison gym, and they told him he was not allowed to do it.
Of course not.
No, because then you could, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you're not allowed to give gifts to the prison when you fucking are in the prison.
The one that you live in, you moron.
Yeah, so he...
It's a conflict of interest. Everybody thinks you're getting special preferential treatment.
Absolutely.
For your $6,000 gift.
So he gets, he does his 14, as he puts it, 14 months, 8 days, 6 hours, and 46 minutes. I hate, he has no fucking idea. He didn't have a stopwatch going. He did that just to seem like I've been counting the minutes. Like,
sounds like he's just singing the tune from Rent, and everybody in that fucking thing has AIDS too.
Jesus Christ. He's released in early 2001. He remarries one of the Dawns, the second Dawn. He remarries her.
She's an idiot.
Who gives a shit which Dawn it was at this point?
Yeah.
Whatever. So he's out, and he's out. He's doing fine.
Yeah.
So 2002, he's trying to get back on track.
Post 9/11.
Post 9/11, and the only thing you can do really is get another DUI in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh my God.
He is sentenced on April 3rd, 2002, for this little incident. He's sentenced to a year in prison. And they give him a time served for another thing that he had years ago. And it's like, what do you do? I think they feel bad for him because he's got fucking HIV. That's really what it is. And I don't think also, too, because it might be expensive to care for him if he gets sick in there,
and they don't want to fucking put their prisoners in danger.
Yeah.
Making him eat off the forks.
Hey, we got to take care of this fucking guy. If he gets sick, like we
got to clean anything he touches like 3 times.
So, I mean... That's a mess. So he has some quiet years where he just had a couple of minor scrapes, but nothing big. In 2006, he comes out and he wants to box again. Now,
what the fuck?
He hasn't boxed in 10 years.
Yeah.
He wants to box. He's claiming, I don't have HIV anymore. I get tests all the time. They come back negative. I have nothing. I never even had it to begin with. Says if he did have it, it's fine because he cured it with eating right and exercise. It's fucking HIV. You can't cure shit. You can't cure.
It's not the flu,
bronchitis
man.
with exercise and nutrition. It doesn't work like that.
It's not an ear infection. You can't just wait it out.
But he wants to fight again. He says that he is getting into shape and he could be the heavyweight champ of the world if he got the chance.
Yeah, because nobody wants to fight you.
Absolutely. He said, I will be heavyweight champion of the damn world. That's
unbelievable.
How nothing gets in my way. You've seen me my whole life. I don't do shit.
I beat AIDS, motherfucker.
I have willed AIDS away from my body.
I punched AIDS out of me.
He said, and about why he's taking this road to his treatment, he says, this is his in their own words in 2006 about his AIDS here, about his HIV. He said, quote, God spoke to me and told me not to take it. Don't take the medication. I tell people that. God told me, and they look at me like I'm from another planet. It's like they don't believe God's in the business of miracles anymore. What the fuck? How could they not just believe it? I told them. It's a fucking miracle from God, dipshit. Don't you believe it?
He's been in the business for years, you guys.
Miracle, God, hello.
He patented the shit.
Fucking complete idiot. So he actually somehow gets a fight going, gets to fight on February 22nd.
So they tested him, obviously, and his numbers were low enough?
Well, it's in West Virginia.
Okay.
And somewhere called the Mountaineer Casino.
All right.
Enough said. In Chester, West Virginia.
They clearly don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he TKOs some John Castle, some fucking bum he TKOs here. He's probably some local coal miner that they stuck out there. But, I mean, before the fight, he says, bottom line is we passed every test on the market, even ones that aren't on the market. This tells me I never even had it.
Unbelievable.
And he's just like, I don't know what the fuck you people are doing, but I have never had it.
You guys locked me up and blackballed me for nothing.
So when's my title fight?
Yeah.
Like, he's like...
So where's Tyson?
This silly last 10 years. Let's get Tyson in the ring here. He must still be boxing, right? Who knows? I don't know.
Is he nibbling on ears yet? I don't think he was in 2006.
So, no. June 9th, 2007, he fights in Cliff Castle Casino in Camp Verde, Arizona.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's where he is, in a shithole mountain casino. This isn't even a boxing match, Jimmy. He even said he's doing it because he needs the money. This is a altered rules MMA style match.
Oh my God!
Allowed to kick.
Who
and
has the balls to get in the ring with him?
Some guy who needed the money worse than he did. Probably. That's all I can fucking imagine.
That's hilarious.
They were like, "Yeah, I'm going to go up to the casino and fight the guy with HIV." And no, it's not even with gloves. We're just going to
fucking bare knuckle.
He's allowed to bite me, I think. I'm not sure. So yeah, this is very interesting. He gets an actual boxing match going in February 9th of 2008. I don't know how he's finding these people. Fights a guy named Matt Weirshar in Mexico. TKOs him in round 3.
Jesus.
He's not going to be the champ, homie.
No,
You're TKOing no names in other countries. It's
talking about Weirshar in Mexico.
Yeah, so that's the last he actually boxes. They don't let him box anymore after that.
I'm just starting to get so nervous
I know,
right now.
for these
I don't
people.
want that.
Jesus, stop doing it.
I don't want him fighting.
Finishes his career at 48 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 42 knockouts.
God, that's impressive.
So he's got a really impressive career record. That's not bad at all. I mean, you got to give the guy credit for that. He could fight. I mean, most of those were bums, but still, he was knocking the shit out of him.
Unbelievable.
So in June of 2009, he moves to Wichita, Kansas.
Yep.
He wants to be a part of the Tommy Morrison Children's Foundation. I don't want him anywhere near kids at this point. Not because of the HIV either, just because he's a fucking lunatic. And he said he wants it to become a home for terminally sick kids. That's his goal, which is really nice.
Just stay the fuck out.
Really, really, really nice of him. He's doing great work. Jimmy, I think he's turned it around.
Yeah.
You know what? Tommy,
he's on the path.
I'm sorry for everything I said about... Oh, wait, no. On March 4th, 2010, he's arrested for felony controlled substance.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's got some...
Maybe he was trying to treat those kids with some marijuana.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of weed. He's got a bunch of weed and some pipes and shit. This is outside of a fitness club where he was just hanging out in his car. So
that's how you get fit.
Yeah, they called the cops because they're like some weird guy sitting in his car hanging out. He said he would sit in there and read the Bible and meditate. That's what he did in his car. Also smoke some weed, apparently. So he's held on a $50,000 bond this time.
Wow, that one's steep.
This is a little much. He lists no savings or property on his papers. No savings, no property, no nothing. Basically, he just says, but he also does not want a public defender. He said he'll get his own fucking lawyer.
What?
So he's got money for a lawyer somehow,
but he's got nothing.
He has no other money.
Right.
So I don't know what he's going to do there. What a fucking mess, man. So now he marries Trisha, this crazy British woman who is enabling his insanity.
Yeah.
From this point on, she's as bad as he is. Wow. Okay, we'll get into her.
She's a British woman that left England to move here, to move to fucking Middle America.
To move to Middle
She's
America.
a lunatic.
To marry, a guy.
To move to Tornado Alley with that fucking humidity.
With fucking.
And some dude that has AIDS.
With fucking. Yeah, white trash, king shit of fuck mountain. This guy is a fucking mess. So, it's terrible. So he's, at this point now, 2011, he's got a wife now. Everything's fine. Not fine. Gets pulled over outside of Emporia, Kansas.
God damn it, again.
He went to college. At 8:40 p.m., Kansas highway patrolman pulled him over. Said, he was weaving around, acting like a general fucking dipshittery. Pulls him over, says there's a bag with a little over a quarter, like 8 grams of weed, sitting in plain sight on the like he's not even putting it away now. He's just leaving it out.
There it is.
This is Kansas.
Can we go to jail now?
This isn't Colorado or Washington or
no.
This is Kansas.
Right.
Put your fucking weed away. That should be on the sign. Welcome to Kansas. Put your weed away. Keep your weed off the front seat.
At least try to hide it.
At least try to hide your weed. Thanks, guys. So
make us use a dog.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's that. He ends up getting that dropped somehow. There's some kind of, who knows if they pulled him over for, who the fuck knows. But they just said, you know what, you're a disaster. Get out of my court. I can't even look at you anymore.
Get out of my state.
The judge did it like a frustrated mother when they're just like, I can't even look at you anymore. Just go to your room. I just need a break. The judge just needed a glass of wine to
says that typical, get out of my sight.
Yeah, exactly. Now, at this point, he's doing articles being so cocky about his AIDS. He's like, I don't have HIV. This is the stupidest thing I ever want. And even if I did, it's not contracted, it's not sexual, and I don't have it anyway. He's sitting there laughing, eating a meal with this reporter, with his wife, Trisha, going, we have unprotected sex every day.
Oh, my God.
He said, we're wild. We have unprprotected sex every day.
You British people are brave as fuck.
You people, shit, man, with this HIV stuff. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, my God.
Like, literally, we ignore that shit. That's just nothing. That is just no big deal. You know what I mean? It's, hey,
it ain't nothing.
Who doesn't have unprotected sex with a guy
who
who's
clears my sinuses?
He's only had it for fucking,
12 years.
15 years now.
15,
I'm sure it's dissipated. It's gone away now. Don't worry about it. So, and she's like, it's so silly. He doesn't have HIV. She refuses to say that he has HIV also. Wow. She keeps this up, too. Even as he gets sicker. Trisha, his wife, said that he had a tick bite on his chest that got infected. And so he had to have like some gauze on there, and the gauze was on for too long, and he got some sort of toxic shock.
What?
Which then he had to go in the hospital. He had some infection with a feeding tube. Dude, shit that happens when you have AIDS.
Yeah. AIDS does that to you. Yeah.
Things snowball. One little thing, infections
when you
spread
have
quick.
AIDS, you get the common cold and you fucking die.
Yeah, and infections too go.
Your body cannot fight it.
They can't fight off infections.
Right.
So when you have a tick bite, it turns into a fucking surgery.
Yeah.
He ends up having like 5 surgeries
to
fix all sorts of different shit. Still claims at this point that the test didn't say he had HIV though. He's just, who knows what he's got here. So, I mean, this goes on with him saying and there are articles up in the last week of August 2013. There's articles saying like Tommy's fooled them all. Like they all think he has AIDS and he doesn't have HIV. This is ridiculous.
Nobody's buying it.
No, people were buying it.
Yeah.
He was saying they were like, there's articles literally late August 2013 saying that Tommy's fine and. It's a big like articles like Tommy Morrison and the HIV conspiracy. Like
I'm
shit
saying
like
nobody's buying that he's got AIDS because I bought it fucking hook, line, and sinker from the beginning.
And especially now with his illnesses.
Yeah.
And his mother came out and said the last 3 years of his life, his mother said he had full-blown AIDS.
Yeah.
And that he was dying of fucking full-blown AIDS.
Yeah.
And that he was very sick and he was basically withering away. And Tommy would come out when an article like that would come out, and his mom likes him too. His mom loves him. Tommy would come out and go, that's complete garbage. I had an injury from this and that, and that's what happened. Like, he would dispute everything, man.
Wow.
I mean, like I said, August of 2013, August 26th, I think one of the articles was, where it was just like, listen to Tommy for once.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those. And then September 1st, 2013, he dies. Literally a week later, when he was saying how healthy he was, like, I am the picture of health.
Yeah.
HIV, ridiculous.
In my prime, I'm getting back into boxing.
Literally, he was like, I'm just mad I'm a little too old to box. Like, otherwise, I'm just doing well. And he dies from a cardiac arrest, from multiple organ failure due to septic shock, due to this long medical term that I'm not going to bore you with, but it's basically AIDS. Shit you get when you have AIDS. Like your body falls apart and this turns into this, turns into this, turns into this, and then you die. That's how it works. So he dies on September 1st, 2013.
Unbelievable.
And that's sad. I mean, what is he, 44? It's 44 years old. 54. No, 44. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Math is good.
Yeah.
44 years old. I mean, fuck, man, that's young.
69 to
2013. That's 44.
That's 44.
Years. That's it, man. That's
wow.
I mean, and his wife. This is how batshit his wife is too.
That is so fucking sad.
Isn't it sad? I mean, the guy could have had
everything.
A lot. I mean, think about the guys who are. I mean, most of the ex-heavyweight champions.
I mean, he did have everything in his terms because all he wanted was just a bag full of pussy. And he had it.
Pussy and money.
He chased it.
Yeah.
And that was his problem.
That was his problem and his downfall.
You fucking wear a rubber, you guys. What the... It's everywhere.
Just do it. Why are you not? Especially then, too, like I said, the fear... Like, nowadays it's messed up because now we know statistically that, like... For a guy to have unprotected sex with a woman, chances are super low that you'll actually get it.
Right.
Even if they have it, it's still super low. So now people are getting cocky about it. Back then it was like, early 90s, people were scared,
terrified,
shitless of HIV. It was like, oh my God, that guy has HIV and he sneezed on that 4 days ago and my arm touches it, I could get it. Like people were freaking the fuck out. They didn't know. And so his wife is so crazy that she's saying no funeral. There's no, because he didn't want a funeral, but she's going to have like send his ashes around to different people that he respected to like show other people. Literally, she said that he's going to be cremated and bits of his ashes would be put in little boxing gloves and given to people to like show, like she wanted to have like a tour. Like King Tut went around and did a museum tour. That's what she wanted.
It's like a little AIDS bomb you can throw at
somebody.
Hey,
look, here's my Tommy Morrison DUI fuck-up glove. Shake it. It's got Tommy Morrison.
Shake it and you can hear the AIDS rattle.
Might still be a bone shard in there. Rattle it. I don't know how good their cookers are. So, in 2015, you guys can look for this coming out November of this year, November of 2016, because in 2015, pre-production started on a movie about Tommy Morrison's life called Oklahoma Sun. It's going to be a little shitty movie. The budget is $500,000, so nobody you've ever heard of, and it's going to be just probably on location in Oklahoma, and it's probably not. I mean, who knows?
I got a feeling a lot of this is going to be left out.
I have a feeling this is going to, because he was always trying to sell his story and all that. So I have a feeling this is going to be a fluffy movie.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be very fluffy.
It's going to be very nice
and sad.
Right,
poor guy.
The end is going to be like a tearjerker.
Big conspiracy against him. He tried so hard, and they just wouldn't. Oh, they just wouldn't.
Bastards.
They wouldn't give in. Those bastards. My God. So finally, here we get to his son.
Yeah.
Who is Kenzie Whit Morrison. Whit is the first woman that he beat up.
Tammy.
Old Tammy.
Fucking Tammy.
This is Tammy's boy.
Tammy's boy.
He is now a boxer. And on June 27th, 2016, about a week ago, he won in a knockout in 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the first round in Tulsa.
Good for you.
He is 9-0-1 with 8 knockouts right now.
And no HIV.
And all signs point to no HIV.
Good for him.
We'll see later on.
He was conceived prior.
He was conceived prior to the HIV. So, he was conceived in, 89? Tommy was just a kid, 20.
Yep.
So, there you go. I mean, that's his family legacy is living on. If you can't get enough of Tommy Morrison and you need some Tommy Morrison swag, you can get some really nice pictures of him in the ring at allposters.com for $9.99
Awesome.
Each. Also, too, I saw they auctioned off a bunch of his gloves. There was like sets of 4 gloves. And
I want none of them.
No. It was from his early matches, too. They were from his 8th match and his 9th match. And they sold for one set of 4 gloves sold for $402.62. And if you can't get enough of Tommy Morrison even more, as we speak, and it's still going on, it started, I think, July 1st, there is a live auction to auction off the trunks that he wore in Rocky V. The U.S. flag, ones, the American flag trunks, the Tommy Gunn trunks, and they're autographed by him. And
that's kind of cool.
They're valuing it at $800 to $1,200. Wow. $800 to $1,200 is what they're trying to get for it.
Get the buy it now price.
If you really, really want that, it's not on eBay. It's on some other live auction site, but because it's a little auction that goes on for a while.
Sotheby's or some shit.
So if you really, really can't get enough of Tommy Morrison, I'm telling you, Go there. Buy
There's memorabilia.
Memorabilia.
You can remember him.
He can live forever in your heart because otherwise he's dead as a fucking doornail. And
because the AIDS took his.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's like that story, man. I looked it up and I was like, guys, because I saw Tommy Morrison and he's like a criminal, and I was like, okay, I wonder what he did. And I saw some charges, and they only breezed over a few charges.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I only did a couple things, but let me see what's going on here. And then I was like, whoa. First of all, he did way more crimes. Second of all, he is way crazier than I could have ever fucking hoped for. Ever. And then
I had no idea he was this much of a
Neither did
lunatic.
I had no clue.
I knew that he fucked up. I knew that he had AIDS,
Yeah.
but I didn't know how bad it is.
No, I had
That's terrible.
no clue as to the level of insanity, too, that just the wormhole he went down.
It may have been the AIDS fucking up his brain, too.
Absolutely. It's very, very possible, honestly. He could have had so many problems. Not to mention, he's doing meth, he's doing coke.
Just
God
pushing
knows
all
what
kinds of
he's doing.
shit into him.
Yeah, and who knows, man? I mean, honestly, this poor guy, not even poor guy, because he was a mess, too.
Brought it on himself.
He brought it on himself. I mean, just his upbringing and everything is fucking horrible, and he never really had a chance.
No.
His brother turned out to be a rapist, too, so it's like, that family, if your dad's an alcoholic that beats everybody and then takes off, and your mom stabbed a lady, you don't have much of a chance. Acquitted. He's acquitted. But, fuck, man, what a mess and a disaster. And that's Tommy Morrison,
there
guys.
It is.
Happy 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July to you. Everyone else, now you can feel
Amber waves of grain.
patriotic for the
Purple
American
mountains majesty.
the American experience here.
Sea to shining sea.
Good Lord.
AIDS-filled sea to shining AIDS-filled sea.
You see that AIDS foam on top of the sea? It warms my heart, Jimmy.
Yeah.
When I see the HIV flow into the coastline and
That's
just
sea foam. I love it.
nestle up against the sand, nothing makes me feel
Feet
better.
wrapped in kelp.
Let's build an HIV castle. Okay. Get your bucket. Get your bucket, Susie.
Write your name in the
Jesus
HIV
Christ.
sand.
So once again, too, please remind you, iTunes reviews, get on. Please give us some
do.
iTunes. It's a nice thing to do. We work hard. Give us some iTunes reviews. It helps move us up the ranks and get more listeners. So
And
please.
really, we've gotten some really great listeners in the past
you guys
couple
are
of weeks.
awesome.
We've had some amazing people contact us on Twitter and on Facebook, and those people had to sift through the rankings to get to us.
Yeah.
So thank you for sticking with the search and it paying off for you. But everybody else that's been listening, fucking review it, please, so those people don't have to wait so long to find us. If you love us, and clearly you do, you're listening every goddamn week, and we thank you for it, but fucking write a review so that we get more people.
And also
it's huge.
come to the Tempe Improv on July 6th, Wednesday night, and see us, because we're going to have a blast.
gonna be great.
Crime and Sports, all one word, is a promo code.
There you
So
go.
get on that. Free tickets, blah, blah, blah. Also, too, we have a Patreon page.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like giving us a few bucks, there's some neat little rewards you get on there. Patreon.com/crime and sports. You can also follow our Twitter at Crime and Sports. You can crimeandsports@gmail.com. You can drop us a line. Facebook.com/crime and sports. You can find us.
Yeah,
We're out there.
we're there.
Jimmy, you want to hit him with your social media?
At Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and I figured out Snapchat.
Look
I
at
feel
you.
like a 14-year-old girl, and it's so fucking
Look,
fun.
Awesome. So in 2 weeks, when the next thing comes out, you can delete that off your phone and your 6 months that you've wasted trying to learn it, you old fuck. So anyway, no, I'm just at Jimmie P is funny. You can find me and whatever, find us around. And I'm not on Snapchat because I don't have fucking the patience for that shit. I'm a very angry guy. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Please tune in next week. We have some fun shit for you next week.
Hope you guys enjoy your barbecue tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy your it'll be yesterday. When they
yesterday.
Hear it. So I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Overseas, you didn't have anything to enjoy, but
Enjoy your Brexit.
Enjoy your Brexit. Jesus, I'm not going to get into that. See, we could go down a whole other rabbit hole here. In Australia, enjoy the, I don't know.
The wallabies.
There you go. Enjoy them. Jimmy will come over there and beat you with a dead one. It's beautiful. Thank you, guys. Can't thank you enough.